What's up, everyone? Got a little project going on today. Going to install a dash cam for my wife. So just going over some of the hardware here. I've got the main camera. I've got the charger for the main camera. We've got a rear camera. We've got the cabling that goes along with that. They also gave me a little pry tool that's used to push some of these cables under the trim inside of the car. There was also this little clear electrostatic discharge shield that you put on the windshield first, and then you mount the main camera to that little shield after you clean it off. The instructions, not very impressive, but we'll make it happen and do the best we can. All right, let's go. Pro tip right here: before you put down the ESD shield, please make sure you clean off your glass because you want it nice and clean. Now it's time to move on installing the main camera. After we install the main camera, we'll install the rear camera, and then we'll run our cables from the main camera to the rear camera and from the main camera to the cigarette charger. Next step, I moved on to running the cables. This took way more work because you got to have the proper tool. So this little pry tool that I've had here helped quite well in trying to get the wires pushed under the trim. I would advise you getting something like that. So having the right tool makes any project easier. Finally completed this little project. Main camera right here. There's another camera back there hanging down. You can see that. Everything seems to be operating pretty good. To switch to the rear camera, use a little button over here. You press this twice real fast and it should switch. And it did. That is the rear camera. Pretty cool. See if I can get that to switch back real quick to the front. There you go. Got it. So front and rear dash cam. We're good to go. I wanted to put the rear camera on the glass to get the best, wide angle view. Couldn't do that because this gate lifts up. That would have created a problem. And so I had to mount it basically inside on the car. So I'm going to lift this gate up real quick just to talk about it further. But I would have had that count for cable length. Didn't want to do that. So here's a better look at the rear camera. Basically, it's mounted to the inside of the truck. And I tucked the wires and hid them in the trim all the way along the car. It goes through under the trim over there. It goes along that window and it goes back up to the front of the car and plugs into the side of that main camera, which you can see up there. So right there. Final look at what it looks like up front. Here's your main camera cable that goes back to the rear camera. There's your power coming in from the cigarette lighter. I got the cables tucked under this piece of plastic molding here. You can see that one sticking out a little bit, but basically they are under the trim up here along the front of the car. They come out a little bit right there. I've got them back under this trim here, and then they're under the trim all the way to the back window for the rear camera. And then there's the other cable is under this piece of trim right here. It goes under the dash, comes back up, and really couldn't do much with this cable here because that goes to this power right here, and that's how you get power to your main camera. So quick, easy little project, not too complicated. Probably could have been better, but it's good enough. Alrighty, till next time.